Welcome to Sonnenberg Outdoors. We're at the end of November and there's still not enough ice to get on the lake, so we got some spare time. So today I'm going to do a little video on how to make a grill for the Buddy heater, a little cooking mod there. I've used it for 2 years. It's worked pretty good. There's a lot of them on YouTube already, making it with paint screens and the actual grate on front. I don't like them. They're not very solid, and this was really easy to make, cheap, and let's get at her. Here we are with a parts list of what we're going to need here. First of all, we need one of those roaster grates that you roast hamburgers or sandwiches over a fire. This one's from Canadian Tire, made by Rome, called the 6-Up Hamburger Roaster. I'll put a link in the description. Canadian Tire, where you can pick one of these up. They're about 16 bucks. The thing about this is there's two halves. There's two halves to it. So actually you can make two out of this. And I like it that they have a raised edge so that if you put your food on there, it won't roll off or fall off. It helps to keep it in. The tools that we're going to use, small pair of bolt cutters. Now you could use a Dremel. That'd probably be the best there to cut it tight. I don't have one out right now. You only need a couple cuts anyway for the heavier metal rods. Vice grips, maybe to bend it. I got a vise here. That is really the best. A tape measure and a Sharpie to mark, some side cutters, and a file in case there's any little sharp edges. When you're done, you can file it off or use a grinder to grind it off. Anyway, the first thing we're going to do is separate this into two pieces here. Usually you put clips on it. This has a wire. There you go. So we'll take this half for now, save this for later. Here you go. These rods in the center here are what's going to fit in the top vent holes of your Buddy heater to give you the support, so we got to make sure we have them the proper length. But for now, I'm going to snip it off here. It makes it easier to work with. You don't have to measure it at this point. There you go. The width is fine, it's perfect. We want to go 7 inches with the screen, roughly 7 inches. So, as you can see, we can go to this mark here. We want to keep it, stop it at a wire, not just cut it out in the middle of nowhere. So anyway, I'm going to put a mark here, put a mark here. And what we're going to do is trim the sides off up to that mark. So we're going to trim her off here, leaving these center wires in there for after. Our cuts, we're going to cut the big metal here with the bolt cutters. We're going to cut that one, and then we're going to cut that one, and then we can take the small cutters here and do the wires. That one. That one. That one. There's one side. We'll do the same for the second side. We'll go here. Go there. Now we'll just cut the wires. And there you go. Now you got to go back approximately 2.5 inches from here, but also we're going to keep a row of these little tabs in the middle to help lock her in. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure. We're going to go back approximately 2.5 inches. We might have to tune that up after a little bit, but we'll see. So we snip that here. Snip it here, like that. Now we're going to save this last row here, because that's going to help lock her in. We'll just trim her, something like that. Okay, there you have it. Now these long pieces sticking out are what's going to go in your buddy heater. I'd say around 2.5 inches long. You'd want them anyway. You could always trim them, lengthen them depending on the grate, depending on what you have. So just to show you here, it's going to go something like that, but we're going to have to bend them first. So anyway, we're going to use the vise. We're going to go one at a time. We're going to go right close. We're going to push them like that. Measure. You don't have to be exact, but if you're close, it's good. Try that. Give her a push again. A little more. My stuff's in the road. Like that. See what we got. Looks kind of straight. Pretty close. Pretty close. Just about. A little more bending. It's not quite horizontal. There. There. That's getting close, I think. You fit into the slots. That's pretty good. If you want added support, we'll snip these little things across these wires and we'll bend them down. That will hold it, help to hold it in place. You can bend these down. Sits like that. The easiest thing, maybe we can put it in the vise, bend them all the same. Bend her down. You do a little bit of measuring here, a little bit of playing to get her to fit your heater depending on your grate. We can bend them a little more. Maybe what we should do is use pliers. Actually, I'll use the vice grips. Bend them down. Little hook on the end. And down. Bend that down. That's pretty good. There you go. That grabs on the top. That's it. Solid. Now what you can do is go and tune up some of those ones where there's an edge on there. I can show you how to do it, but use a grinder or whatever. Probably again a Dremel's the best. Well, here it is, finished product. As you can see, the raised edges there. I like that on this grill. Anyway, she's solid. Just to prove it, here is a mini 10-pound anvil. We're going to see how that works. There you go. I like to see that with the paint screens and the flipped up grills. Anyway, let's get her outside and try her out. Well, this video was supposed to be shot outside, but we got a typhoon going on. So this pot of water's been on here for 18 minutes. As you can see, it's boiling. The buddy's on high. Putting a lid on helps speed up the process. I can't stress enough the safety when using cooking inside and ice shacks and stuff there with a heater with a hot grate and maybe even a pot of boiling water. Keep your distance, keep small children away, and be safe. You can cook or warm up numerous things: hot dogs, sausage, pizza. This winter, hopefully we can try to do a catch and cook on here. But anyway, hot dogs are my favorite. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, hit the thumbs up, maybe subscribe. Until we get some ice, points from out.